All right, dear friends, I have. We're going to be doing another round of this. We're calling this the summit. I don't know why, I just like the sound of it. But Mrs. L and I were talking about something, and she has something very, very important I want you to hear about involving Sinead O'Connor. Very, very sad story of an incredible talent, but you don't need me to explain this. Explain your position for what people should know about Sinead.
Well, Sinead was a wonderful talent who was never, in my opinion, given her due. We have to go back to her childhood. She was, at the hands of her mother, a victim of terrible, terrible child abuse. She was put into a special school as a child, young teen, and was what she called herself, a problem child, a problem teen. And one day, as the story goes, there was a nun. This was a school in Ireland run by nuns. A nun gave her a guitar, and she really took to the guitar. She took to singing, and the nun decided this young girl has talent, this young teen, and it just snowballed, and she got her involved, and she ended up in the music business, and she had that great first album out, that song "Nothing Can Compare to You." No, nothing, is that the
Nothing
correct title?
compares to you.
Nothing Compares to You, sorry. Um, and for a little bit, she was the toast of the town. She always admitted that she had severe mental health problems due to her childhood, from as far back as she can remember, being abused, a problematic family. So now, fast forward, she's in the music business. And I know so many women, now women, who started as teens or even just as young women in the entertainment field, especially in the music business, because I started straight out of school into the music business, and were just so abused, the entire business. And for Sinead to not be given any kind of support. Now let's fast forward to, she went on Saturday Night Live in 1992, and at the end of her performance, she ripped up a picture of the Pope. And from that point forward, she was kind of blacklisted, not welcomed, nothing. Now, let's fast forward again. What I want to say about ripping up that picture of the Pope, uh, this is my opinion. In retrospect, and knowing everything I know now, and learning and reading and things that have come out in that 31 years, she was correct. At her message, she was trying to use her platform to get a message through about all the child sexual abuse in the Catholic Church. But now we'll fast forward to Miley Cyrus, who claims for her big hit where she was swinging naked on a big ball, Wrecking Ball was the name of the song, that her inspiration was Sinead O'Connor. So Sinead, seeing that she was naked on a ball, wrote her a very nice letter saying, "This comes from love, and as a mother, this comes to you. Don't let them exploit you." And what did Miley Cyrus do, who claimed Sinead was her mentor for this song? She put out in the public and all over social media, "Oh, this crazy, well, it's a family show. I don't want to curse, bitch, laughing at her, mocking her, and seemingly just dismissing her. That was that. And Sinead had a very sad life, four children, and her son, a couple of years ago, 17 years old, killed himself. And she never could get over, she claimed, in her own words, all of this just devastation upon devastation. And I know one time, do you remember she was found the side of
Yes.
Route 4 in New Jersey in a motel, in a very, the kind of motel where prostitutes used to go, off the George Washington Bridge. And it was such a weird
Right.
story. Like, I don't know how she ended up there. There was never any follow up. Who was taking care of her kids? But the story coming out today, neighbors of hers, she lived in a very nice building in London. She wanted to get out of Ireland, away from all of that, lived in a very nice area, nice apartment building. And she talked to her neighbors. They said they would see her smoking, and she chit chat with everybody. They had no idea who she even was, but they said she was a very nice woman, and she was very friendly, and she talked to people. So, all in all, a tragedy, a sad life. But the point of this whole thing is she admitted to being mentally ill, mental health problems. She was trying to heal herself. She did go to doctors who diagnosed her as bipolar, And this is just a very sad life for a woman who
And
I think is very talented. At 56 years old, we don't really know the cause of death. Nobody has really told us the cause of death, but I can only imagine, but I don't know. And I just feel very bad about her.
well, she warned Miley Cyrus. She said, "Do not let people exploit you sexually. Do not let somebody take your image and
Yes.
your version of who you are. Don't let them do this. You
Yes.
are in charge of this." And I thought that was a very, very important thing. She was very, very sad. It was
Yes.
absolutely. She was sad. Um, and granted, the Pope the symbology at the time nobody understood it, but now,
If
and
she
by the
did that
way,
now, she could applaud it. Yeah.
oh yeah, but remember John Paul II was probably more responsible for covering up more than anybody, because Ratzenberger, Pope Benedict, was really they called him the Pope's body, or the Pope's pit bull, in terms of going after them. So, in any event, I wanted just to take this time just to give a different perspective. She's very, very sad, and what happens is it's funny when you are discarded in the world of entertainment. When you serve them their purpose no longer, you're just discarded. You're nothing, and they mock you, they laugh at you. But when you're a hit, they love you. And by the way, we were talking about this. We have very bad feelings about Britney Spears coming up next and Madonna, without going into too much detail as to the latter of the two.
Well, I think this should be our takeaway should be that people really need to understand about mental health. It is not to be, not discussed. We have a tremendous, well documented youth mental health crisis in the United States right now in 2023. It's not being dealt with properly. I don't see media talking about it too much. I don't see individuals. People believe, let's not talk about it. It's shameful. It's this. But in the meantime, we have more kids than ever. We have more young people 30 and
Indeed.
under turning to drugs, turning to suicide, turning to meeting predators online because they're feeling so vulnerable, looking for love. So I think the whole mental health aspect has to really, really be brought out into the front. And let's get on top of this. Let's talk about it and let's heal. I mean, this is just a very sad story, but if it
Absolutely.
gives us a chance to talk about these things, that's something.
That was good. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you for that. That was excellent. We will chat again. And by the way, I put down here, follow Lynn's Warriors on Twitter. I cannot say X. I can't get into the
I
X
don't
thing.
say X either. It's ridiculous, and I don't say
It is
X.
Twitter. Follow you accordingly. Thank you, my darling. We will talk again. And thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
watching. And please, we ask you to comment as you see